Tenemos el honor de tener al doctor Joseph Michael Levry. Es un gran maestro espiritual, les decía antes del corte, que es autor de los libros The Divine Doctor, The Ultimate Secrets of Intimacy and Creation, The Alchemy of Love Relationships, entre otros. Es un gran orador internacional. Ha dado pláticas y conferencias en Naciones Unidas, en TEDx, en universidades de todo el mundo. Y su mensaje universal de amor reúne las tradiciones de curaciones espirituales de Oriente, Occidente. Es el CEO de Root Light International, fundador del NAM Healing and Research Institute, que es una organización sin fines de lucro. Y a través de sus conferencias, escritos, el doctor Levry ha cambiado la vida de cientos de miles de personas con su mensaje de cómo aprovechar el profundo poder curativo del amor, la paz y el servicio a los demás. Y hoy justamente vamos a hablar del poder de nuestros sentimientos y cómo podemos usarlos como fuerzas para crear positivismo, amor, alegría y luz en el mundo, sobre todo en esta época de pandemia, deshumanización, conflictos raciales. ¿Cómo le haces para conectar con el amor? Well, that was a very long introduction, my friend. How are you?
You did so beautifully. I was just mesmerized just by hearing you speak.
Well, we have so much to talk about, and just bear with me when I need to translate from English to Spanish. But let's talk about the power of our emotions and feelings.
Nothing is more powerful than our emotions. As human beings, we are emotional entities. We thrive on emotions. We're born to love and be loved. And emotions are such a powerful part in our lives. What we need to do.
For good and bad.
Oh, yeah. Because how your emotions express themselves through you. They can break you or they can make you. Therefore, it is important for us to have an harmonious relationship with our emotions. Because if you cannot control your emotions, you're not going to be able to control your feelings. If you cannot control your feelings, you're not going to be able to have control on the way you think, because how you feel determines how you're going to think. And how you think determines what you're going to do and how you're going to behave and what's going to be your attitude. But the world of emotions can never be controlled until you control the world of your physiology.
Okay, stop right there, my goodness. Dice, a ver, el poder que tienen las emociones y los sentimientos es verdaderamente increíble. Y el asunto, para resumir, es que uno no puede lograr dominar sus emociones si no tiene claro que eso no va a suceder, y entonces no vas a dominar tus sentimientos. Y si tú no dominas tus sentimientos, tampoco vas a poder dominar lo que piensas, porque lo que piensas está muy influido por lo que sientes, y lo que sientes por tus emociones. Y después, lo que piensas es obviamente la forma en que vas a actuar. Y la forma en que vas a actuar tiene que ver también con tu actitud y cómo te paras ante la vida. Entonces, si uno no logra controlar sus emociones, pues nunca vas a tener control de absolutamente nada. Y no vas a tener control tampoco de tu fisiología, que es otro paso muy importante. Okay, I think that one of the main struggles of humankind is the control of the emotions, because we always tend to feel that the emotions are autonomous, independent to us, like a separate entity that dominates how we feel, how we act, how we react, where we stand, what we think, the decisions we make on how to act upon something. And as if emotions were totally separate from us and we have no control whatsoever over them. And, you know, my father says, Michael, that a person that does not have control on their emotions is lost in life.
Your father is amazing. I can say kudos to your daddy. Yes, because emotions it is energy in motion. And which means it's energy based.
Emoción de energía.
Energy in motion.
Claro, energía en movimiento. Eso es
So
la emoción.
It's energy based.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everything is energy. The way you direct your energy, whether you have anger, it is energy. Fear, it is energy. You are giving permission in order to feel or to express something. You're directing that energy. It's the same energy that makes you healthy. That same energy can be directed to make you sick. But when it comes to emotions, they are so powerful because most of them are unconscious. They're like unconscious thought. The feelings are unconscious thought, but you're feeling it, so you can pinpoint it. Oh, I feel sad. You can feel the sadness. You know where it's coming from. Emotion, because it's connected to your past, all of the emotional trauma that you've gone through, most of which have been written in various aspects of your body, connected to your memories, written in your spinal cord. And a lot of it can go as far back to your grandparents, the makeup of your body, every cell of your body, which is unknown to the science, because this is the divine spiritual wisdom. Everything around you is memories. Everything, every cell of you, memories. You can find with one cell, because you're coming from one cell. It is one cell that made you who you are. That cell is nothing other than memories. From memories that go back far on your grandparents and all of them, what the face look like, all of that stuff is memory. The idea is, how can you live your life in a way as to not let your past define you? How can you get freedom from your past?
Okay.
How can
La emoción es E de energía, moción de movimiento, es la energía en movimiento. Y puede ser la energía del enojo, de la furia, de la ira. Y a donde tú enfoques tu energía es lo que tú vas no solamente a sentir, sino seguramente lo que vas a causar. Entonces, la emoción, a diferencia de los sentimientos tú los puedes reconocer y les puedes poner nombre y puedes decir estoy triste, estoy enojado, estoy contento. Pero la emoción está tatuada en tu ADN, en tus células. Eso viene de genéticamente y viene de toda la historia de tus antepasados. La emoción es un banco lleno de memorias que vienes arrastrando desde que naciste y desde antes. Y la emoción es, digamos, que el banco de todas las memorias que pudieron haber pasado en tu familia como parte que tú eres de tu sistema familiar y que traes tatuado en tu genética. Entonces, la clave es, si tú vienes cargando con todas estas emociones, y ahorita le voy a preguntar la diferencia para que nos los deje muy claro entre emoción y sentimiento. Si vienes cargando con todas estas emociones, la clave es cómo le vas a hacer para que todo este cúmulo de memorias y emociones tatuadas en tu cuerpo no definan la persona que eres hoy y mucho menos la persona que quieres ser en el futuro. So basically what you're saying is that emotions is an archive of memories and family history that you've been carrying all your life. And the key is how not to let emotions define the person who you are today and the person who you want to be tomorrow. And just to leave things really clear, could you explain the big difference between emotions and feelings?
Yes. Emotions are unconscious thought.
Pensamientos.
Feelings are unconscious. They're unconscious thought as well. But feelings, you can pinpoint. You're feeling a certain way today. When the emotion manifests in you, you're not feeling good, but you cannot pinpoint it in yourself. You don't know why you're feeling the way you're feeling, where the emotion manifests. But your emotional life control your emotional world, control your world of feelings. The idea is, which is unknown to most, this is a spiritual technology, divine spiritual wisdom, most of which is actually unknown. Because there's so much that goes in your emotions. Sometimes people can say to you, oh, you're expressing the emotions of your parents. I can recognize your dad in the way you're behaving. I recognize the way you are, the anger or the this or the that. And it could be you yourself, or it could be your environment. So first is, does the environment trigger the emotional reactions? Or how you feel within yourself trigger the emotional reactions? Or how do you have control of yourself in order to be able to create harmony within yourself? But the secret is this. You're born from one cell, and that cell is made up of your lineage from your mother and the lineage from your dad, your father. And they come together to give you the material that you have. So within this material, there are so many factors that go into it. And then everything that happens to you when you're in the womb. That's why the most sacred person on the earth is a pregnant woman. Because everything that happens to her is recorded in the child. The child and children are our future. They are the symbol of the Creator. But the moment a man and a woman come together and create what they call the zygote, what in spirituality we call karma start, which means, and the material of the father, whether you call it spirit, all the way he think, the way he feel, the way he speak, the way he act, the way he behave, is recorded and programmed already in his spirit.
Okay.
This is what? This is deep. Yeah. This is what is passing on.
This is very deep. No wonder when you take your children to therapy, the first thing a good therapist asks is, how was your pregnancy? No? And everything that child probably not only has, genetically from you, but everything that he experienced in the womb. Entonces, la pregunta era, ¿cuál es la diferencia entre los sentimientos y las emociones? Entonces dice, los sentimientos es fácil distinguirlos de las emociones porque normalmente les puedes poner un nombre, sabes qué es lo que estás sintiendo, pero la emoción es mucho más grande que eso y la emoción es lo que causa que te sientas como sientes. Pero la emoción viene, como decíamos hace un momento, de una larga historia, de un largo banco de memoria, viene genéticamente y esto es algo que hasta la fecha ha sido desconocido para muchos científicos y médicamente es difícil de explicar. Pero cómo en una célula, que es de donde venimos todos, tú traes ya genéticamente el historial de emociones de tu padre y de tu madre. Traes con la materia que dio tu padre en un esperma, tu madre en un óvulo, traes la información genética y emocional de lo que ha vivido esa persona y del historial que trae ese ser humano. Y todo eso se vacía en lo que conocemos como un cigoto. Y entonces dicen que el estado o la persona más sagrada es una mujer embarazada, porque esa mujer está criando o programando o tatuando todo el historial emocional que va, el bagaje emocional con que va a nacer ese niño. Y le decía yo que si alguno de ustedes ha llevado a sus hijos a terapia, siempre te preguntan que, por ejemplo, cómo fue el embarazo de ese niño. Y es porque el impacto que tiene no solamente la genética, sino el medio ambiente y todos los factores involucrados es lo que forman que nosotros tengamos las emociones que tenemos. Que de hecho hay familias, y seguramente lo reconocerán, que que de repente son familias muy melancólicas, son familias muy nostálgicas, son familias en donde hay una emoción que digamos que es como la guía y el eje central. You know what I was saying in Spanish, Michael, is that now that you said that part is genetic and hereditary, y parte del linaje de tu familia, and part of the lineage of your family, you know, you're so right about what you're saying of like the aura, the emotional aura and ambiance of certain families. There's certain families that have a very distinguished emotion. I don't know
Yes.
if these are the right words, but you can see families that are very nostalgic or families that are very hurt with an amazing, you know, wound that goes back to grandparents and great grandparents, and maybe people who have shame or treason, and you can feel that it permeates in the whole family system. Am I right?
You are completely right. And these are the unseen factors that most people miss. Because life is both seen and unseen. But what's going to hurt you is what you don't see. It is what you don't know that will hurt you. It is what you don't see that will hurt you. And life is a science of trying to see the unseen that can hurt you, trying to see the unknown that can hurt you, trying to feel the unfeelable that can hurt you, so that you may not be victim of the past, and so that you may be creator of circumstances in order to disconnect from the past. But yes, your environment, the environment of a pregnant woman, the environment of a child that is being raised, extremely important. The way you speak to a child when they're growing up, they're all recorded in that child. There's nothing that happens in nature that is not recorded. Everything, absolutely. Years from now, mark my word, they'll find ways of finding out the wall of various items in a room where a crime was committed will reveal exactly what happened, because they'll be able to find that they can actually extract the memory. Everything in nature records. So it is so important when we're dealing with emotions and devising the powerful spiritual technology to heal that and then change our life through the changing of our personality, through the shifting of our brainwaves, through all of these factors. It's important first to understand, because you cannot get rid of something unless you actually understand it. You have to understand how a knot was tied before you can untie it.
Of course. Dice que lo que estaba explicando sobre cómo hay familias enteras que tienen como una aura muy específica, como una emoción que como que guía o marca o es muy característica de esa familia entera. Y dice 100% lo que estás diciendo, porque eso se llaman las cosas que uno no ve y que están ahí. Y lo que te hace daño no es lo que puedes ver y lo que puedes combatir. Lo que más te afecta en la vida son aquellas cosas que no ves y que no puedes reconocer. Y que por eso el medio ambiente que rodea el crecimiento y la crianza de un niño, las cosas que les dices, cómo les hablas, el entorno de una mujer embarazada, cómo crecimos, qué experiencias tuvimos, eso se graba. Todo se graba, todo lo que hemos vivido, todo lo que hemos sentido, todo lo que hemos pensado, todo lo que escuchamos, las experiencias que hemos tenido, todo eso está grabado. Y lo increíble es que la única forma de verdaderamente volverte un maestro en dominar tus emociones es en entender que existen. Y van a ver, dice Joseph Michael Levry, que en el futuro, en una escena de crimen, van a poder recrear y agarrar a un criminal dándose cuenta y accediendo a los bancos de memoria, porque todo en la naturaleza está grabado. Y el primer paso para poder tener control es entender cómo funciona y cómo se hace, porque si no, no hay manera. Entonces vamos a hacer un corte comercial y regresando, ¿cómo podemos ser unos maestros en el dominio de nuestras emociones, en volvernos dueños de lo que sentimos, al regresar con Dr. Joseph Michael Levry. We will do a really fast commercial break right there, because when we come back, we want to understand how the hell do you do that? Estamos de regreso en W Radio, son las 12:39 de la mañana y estamos en una conversación increíble sobre el poder de los sentimientos y las emociones con el Dr. Joseph Michael Levry. Es un gran maestro espiritual, es un hombre reconocido y respetado internacionalmente y tenemos el honor de tenerlo en este programa desde California. Y estamos hablando antes del corte sobre el tema de lo necesario que es tener dominio sobre tus emociones, por ende, sobre tus sentimientos, por ende, sobre lo que piensas, sobre cómo actúas, sobre cómo te plantas ante el mundo, cómo te vives, y rehusarte a ser víctima de todo el bagaje emocional que vienes cargando de ti mismo y de todo el sistema familiar y social que te rodea. Entonces, la pregunta es obligada y es, ¿cómo le haces para dejar de ser víctima de todas tus emociones que siempre normalmente secuestran lo mejor de ti? So the question is, my dear friend,
Yes.
feeling that you are a victim of your emotions and feeling kidnapped by your emotions and your feelings and acting in accordance.
The first thing that we have to know as human beings is it is true that we are emotional entities, but the first thing we took in life is the breath. According to practical experience, according to divine spiritual wisdom, the human breath always follows. The breath controls the mind, so the human mind always follows the breath. Now, in order to control your emotional world, and then from your emotional world, control your world of feelings, so that you don't sabotage yourself, so that you develop emotional intelligence. It's very simple. You have to work with your breath, because everybody breathes. Everybody. You have to breathe to be alive. Now, your mind is extremely important, but your breath is the king of your mind. So the human mind always follows the human breath. So if you can control your breath, you can control your mind.
No, I have to tell you this story. You know, there was a TV commercial, and it was about not losing control with your kids.
Yeah.
And the TV commercial, what they said is, breathe deep and count to 10. ¿Se acuerdan de ese anuncio de cuenta hasta 10? Bueno, es un poco lo que está diciendo. Lo que dice, mi pregunta era, ¿cómo le haces para controlar tus emociones y por ende tus sentimientos? Y dice, a ver, lo primero que hiciste cuando llegaste a este mundo es respirar, es inhalar y exhalar. La respiración controla la mente. La respiración es la reina del cerebro. Entonces, lo primero que tienes que aprender es a cómo controlar tu respiración y a usar la respiración para dominar a tu cerebro y por ende a lo que sientes y lo que piensas. Ready for the next part. So
now, when you control your breath, you will control your mind. Once you control your mind, you will control every aspect of your beings, and you will control your reality. You're going to control your reality. Now, how does it work? It's very simple.
Exactly. Give me an example. So let's real example. So we're in a quarantine. We've been home like 80 days. You know, your husband has you out of your mind. You can't stand your wife anymore. You hate your children. It's chaos in this house. And then something happens that triggers you and you are about to start yelling, go crazy, scold your kids, ask your husband for a divorce, and absolute control over your emotions. Le digo que vamos a poner un ejemplo real. Ya odias a tu pareja te alucina a ti, odias a tus hijos te odian a ti, estás a punto de perder el control, a pegar 7 gritos, a pedirle el divorcio a tu esposo y a castigar a tus hijos de aquí hasta que se mueran. What do we do then? Before the bomb explodes.
That's it. We have to stop the bomb. You go to the breath. As you said, 10 count as a minimum. Inhale for 10. Hold the breath for 10. Exhale for 10. Repeat that for 3 minutes. What happened? The sound of your breath will change. The sound of your breath is the voice of your soul. So you're going to have a relationship with your soul. By making the breath 10, 10, 10, inhale 10, hold 10, exhale 10, repeating it for 3 minutes, your breath becomes rhythmic. The moment your breath becomes rhythmic, you have control of your physiology. Because you can control your breath. By controlling your breath, you control your physiology, your biology, your biorhythm. Well, as soon as you control your physiology, you control your emotional life, which means you keep them in check. You neutralize, you're controlling them. Once you control your emotional life, you control your feelings, which means you're giving yourself permission to have good feelings. The moment you control your feelings, your heart, the energy in your heart shifts, because the beat of your heart is the rhythm of your soul. Once you control your feelings, your heart automatically becomes happy, and your heart starts having a pleasant and harmonious relationship with your brain. And this happens through what they call the vagus nerve. Once that relationship is established, your entire brain is revitalized, energized to the point where you have control of your frontal lobe, and then you feel right.
And you act differently.
You think right. You act in a way as to not sabotage yourself or others. You behave in a way as to not sabotage yourself and others. You're no longer a victim of the past. You're in control of your reality. You're creating, because you're in a place where you're no longer acting because you're being impulsive.
Yes.
You're controlling your impulses. You're coming from a place where you are what they call emotional intelligence. You get to a place where you have, it's like spiritual logic. I remember, Caroline Murphy was talking about spiritual logic. That was an amazing question. Spiritual logic is when you bring logic, which is science, if you want to call it science. Intuition, which is spirituality. You bring them together. The sooner you bring them together, it gives you intuitional logic, which means an intuition that is logical.
Of course. My friend has given me so much work this morning. My power. Ok, la pregunta es ¿cómo se hace? Entonces, ya que les explicamos el tema de que la respiración es la dueña de la conducta del cerebro. Inhalas en 10, sostienes en 10 y exhalas en 10. Una vez que eso sucede, automáticamente el ritmo cardíaco, la forma en que late el corazón, cambia. El cerebro automáticamente baja su frecuencia y estás, digamos que en un estado de no sabotaje, en un estado de armonía, en un estado de tranquilidad, en donde, estoy resumiéndolo mucho, pero en donde te permite estar parado desde otro lugar, actuar desde otro lugar. Automáticamente se activa tu lóbulo prefrontal, que les hemos explicado muchas veces, que es la parte racional del cerebro, que te permite tomar decisiones y acciones lógicas y pensadas. y repensadas. Entonces, la clave es la respiración. Para dominar tu cerebro, cambiar tu ritmo cardíaco, meter a toda tu fisiología en otro estado de armonía y automáticamente vas a poder ver las cosas por el lóbulo prefrontal con más claridad, con más armonía y con más tranquilidad. Los científicos dicen que hay una cosa que se llama inteligencia intuitiva, ¿no? Y que es, o intuición lógica, y que tiene que ver con la parte lógica, pero también con usar la parte emocional y del corazón a la hora de tomar correctas decisiones. Así trabaja la gente emocionalmente inteligente, que tiene control y dominio sobre sus emociones, pero eso no puede pasar si no tienes control y dominio sobre tu fisiología. And you know what? I've spent 20 years like underestimating this meditation BS about because I respect you so much, I'm going to start practicing that.
I love that. This is so sweet.
Really. Every time we have somebody that wants to teach us how to meditate, we're like, oh my God, he's going to start like, imagine a drop of water rolling down a leaf. And I'm like, 10. Now, before we leave, because we're going to run out of time, tell me 3 things that we can do right now to connect with people, to connect with love, and to connect with peace. Some people don't do much nowadays.
Yes. The most important thing to do is what I want to share is the highest possible emotion, which is the most amazing thing, which is love. There is nothing like embracing love, because you want to surround yourself with as much love as you can, and you want to spread love around. And the best way to bring love in your life, in order to be able to make a change in your life, is by serving other people. When you make a difference in other people's lives,
Absolutely.
you will make a difference in your life, because it is so powerful that it's underestimated. The greatness of a man is not based upon how much power they have, how much money they have, how famous they are. The greatness of a man is based upon their capacity to serve other people, their capacity to make a difference in other people's lives, their capacity to reach in and then bring people together, their capacity to feed those who cannot feed themselves, their capacity to relieve the suffering in the world. Because we have to serve others so that we can become the light, the bright candle that light the path for them. And when you serve others, the universe has no other choice but to serve you. Because when you serve, when you serve others, you embrace the reality of love. The moment you embrace the reality of love, the entire universe progressively will start opening up to you. Because if you push somebody up, you're pushing yourself up. When you open doors for other people, you're opening doors for yourself. There is no way for you to give without receiving.
Now I want to cry. Era que nos dijera antes de que tuviéramos que despedirnos el cómo ser más amoroso y conectar con los demás, sobre todo ahora que estamos viviendo lo que estamos viviendo, lo que están viviendo en Estados Unidos y en todo el mundo, en México. Y dice, el más grande regalo y lo más poderoso que pueden hacer para conectar y para demostrar amor, que es lo que mueve al mundo, es servir a los demás. Y cuando entiendes que servir a los demás y cambiarle la vida a alguien, tocar la vida a alguien, subir y enaltecer a alguien, abrirle la puerta a alguien, ayudarle a escalar a alguien, el peldaño de lo que sea, mejorar algo en la vida de alguien, al universo no le queda ninguna otra opción más que hacer lo mismo por ti. Y cuando sirves a alguien más, al final el universo te acaba sirviendo a ti. Y cuando le abres la puerta a alguien más, el universo te acaba abriendo una puerta a ti. Y esa es la forma más poderosa, porque al final esa es la mejor forma de cambiar el mundo, de generar amor, y es, sin duda, servir a los demás, de lo que hablamos mucho siempre en este programa. Joseph Michael Levry, can we have a conversation again?
Yes, it'll be a joy.
I want more of you. I want more of you.
I cannot wait. You are amazing. It's incredible. This is just so enjoyable because
Thank you.
Just sharing this light. It's beautiful.
So amazing. Que le digo que quiero volver a hablar con él muy pronto porque creo que hay tanto más que platicar. Este hombre es extraordinario. Vale mucho la pena que lean sus libros, The Divine Doctor, The Ultimate Secrets of Intimacy and Creation y The Alchemy of Love Relationships. Si quieren, ahorita se los pongo en Twitter. No sé, pero Giovanni va a averiguar si estos libros están traducidos igualmente al español. Si ustedes quieren conectar con el doctor Joseph Michael Levry, está en Instagram como @drlevry con B chica Y, en Facebook igualmente, DR de doctor, Dr. Levry, igualmente en YouTube o josephmichaellevry.com. Are we new best friends?
Yes. You are a blessing.
Are a blessing 10 times more than me. So why don't we talk in a couple of weeks again? Let's pick another subject.
Cannot wait. Yes, cannot wait. It'll be fascinating.
Something that these times have shown us is that we can be more connected than we even thought.
That is true.
In another time, I would only have met you and you met me if you would have been in Mexico and I would have had you in the studio. But now,
yes,
with the incredible power of Zoom, and we connect with you any part of the world, wherever you are, any day, any week.
Yes, I cannot wait. It'll be amazing. I'm here to just know that I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve you. Just let me know when.
Dice la vida que está aquí para servirnos a todos y vamos a hacer una segunda parte de esta conversación. Igualmente, no solo grabamos el audio y lo van a poder escuchar en podcast, en Spotify, en W Radio, en martadebaile.com, sino también que grabamos un Zoom que vamos a subir pronto a YouTube para que todo el mundo también pueda ver esta conversación. So this will be on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter as well in the video format in this beautiful Zoom that we made. Thank you, Doctor. Big kiss all the way to California, and thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. I send you love. Thanks.